I know I'm late, but I'm going to give out um my World Cup 2026 predictions before the World Cup decides to be over. So yeah, right now we're doing the group stages, and then um we'll be doing knockouts after that. So groups, then knockouts, and yeah. So let's get to it. So in Group A, we have Mexico, South Africa, Korea Republic, and Czechia. Um, so for I say that Mexico beats South Africa, which I got right. Korea ties with Czechia 1-1. Czechia beats South Africa 2-0. Mexico and Korea Republic tie. Czechia beats Mexico barely, and South Africa defeats Korea Republic by a big score, which makes Mexico tops the group. Korea Republic uh, goes through with 5 points, and Czechia goes through with 4 points, while South Africa just sits in the bottom. In Group B, we have Canada, Bosnia Herzegovina, Qatar, and Switzerland. And I predicted that Canada would beat Bosnia, which I got right. Qatar gets defeated by Switzerland 2-1. Switzerland defeats Bosnia 3-0. Canada defeats Qatar 3-1. Switzerland beats Canada 2-0, and Bosnia defeats Qatar 2-1. So I predicted that Switzerland grabs all 3 points. I mean, not all 3 points, all 9 points. And Canada and Bosnia tie, but by goal difference. Canada goes through automatically, and Bosnia has to wait for 3rd place ranking. Now, for Group C, we have Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, and Scotland. Now, oh shoot, that's a little spoiler there, my bad. We have Brazil beating Morocco 2-1. I know a lot of you guys think Morocco is gonna do something, or they're gonna tie with them, but I think Brazil has a stronger team than Morocco. Haiti gets defeated by Scotland. Brazil gets defeated by Haiti, but they score against them. You have Scotland against Morocco. Scotland gets defeated by Morocco. Scotland gets defeated by Brazil, and Morocco defeats Haiti. So Brazil gets all 9 points. Morocco gets 2 wins, which means they get 6 points, and Scotland gets 3 points. So that means Brazil automatically goes through, and Brazil and Morocco go through, and Scotland has to wait for 3rd place. Time for Group D, which is USA, Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey. I predicted USA to defeat Paraguay, which not by 2-1. Well, they didn't defeat them 2-1, they defeat them 4-1. But yeah. Australia gets defeated by Turkey 2-0. That's what I think. Turkey defeats Paraguay, and USA and Australia ties. Or Turkey defeats USA, and Paraguay and Australia tie. Turkey grabs all 9 points. So they top the group. USA gets 4 points after tying with with Australia and losing to Turkey and defeating Paraguay. And Australia gets 2 points after drawing with Paraguay and USA, and Paraguay, who tied with Australia, gets 1 point. Okay, so next up we have Group E, which is Germany, Curacao, Cote d'Ivoire, and Ecuador, which I think that Germany will beat Curacao by 5-0. Cote Cote d'Ivoire gets defeated by Ecuador. Germany defeats Cote d'Ivoire. Ecuador defeats Curacao. Ecuador gets defeated by Germany. Curacao ties with Cote d'Ivoire, which means Cote d'Ivoire by goal difference goes through. Ecuador and Germany goes through with Ecuador just sitting behind with just 2 wins and 6 points. And next up, you have Group F with Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, and Tunisia. So I think that Netherlands defeats Japan 2-1. Sweden defeats Tunisia 3-1. Netherlands ties with Sweden. Tunisia gets defeated by Japan. Tunisia gets defeated by Netherlands, and Japan ties with Sweden. And Sweden goes through just by 1 point, and that's because Japan got defeated by the Netherlands, but Sweden ties with Netherlands, and which makes them go through. Netherlands tops the group. Tunisia sits with 0 points. Time for Group G: Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand. Now, this is pretty controversial right here, but Belgium ties with Egypt. Iran defeats New Zealand, obviously. I think Belgium will get defeated by Iran, the first ever upset. Egypt defeats New Zealand. New Zealand gets defeated by Belgium, and Egypt defeats Iran. Now, I think Egypt and Iran just go through, while Belgium sits in 3rd place, hoping for a chance in the best third place. Yeah. All right, Group H: Spain, Cabo Verde, Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay. Now, Spain defeats Cabo Verde. Saudi Arabia gets defeated by Uruguay. Spain defeats Saudi Arabia 2-0. Uruguay 2-0 against Cabo Verde. Uruguay gets defeated by Spain, and Cabo Verde 2-0 Saudi Arabia. I think Spain, Uruguay gets through with just a 3-point gap here. Saudi Arabia are in 3rd place, and yeah. France, Senegal, Iraq, and Norway in Group I. And it's pretty much a group of death, but not really. But yeah, France defeats Senegal. Iraq gets defeated by Norway 2-0. France 3-0 against Iraq. Norway ties with Senegal, and Norway gets defeated by France, and Senegal defeats Iraq. Now, Norway goes through automatically by goals scored. I kind of switched it. I kind of accidentally confused these two, but yeah, goals scored because they scored the most goals. So they go through, and Senegal sits in 3rd. Now for Group J: Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. I think Argentina defeats Algeria 3-0. Austria ties with Jordan. I think that's a surprising result. Argentina ties with Austria, which I think might happen because Austria kind of looks dangerous. You have Jordan defeats Algeria 2-1, which I think it's an upset because I think Jordan is lower ranked than Algeria. I'm not too sure. I don't really remember. Then you have Jordan getting defeated Argentina 3-1, and then Algeria gets defeated by Austria 3-1. So you have Algeria lose all their games, surprisingly, with 0 points. Then you have Jordan placing in 3rd place, and Austria and Argentina win unbeaten in their campaign by a 2-point gap here. Austria goes to 2nd. Then for Group K, we have Portugal, DR Congo, Uzbekistan, and Colombia. Portugal defeats Congo with a huge result, 4-0. Uzbekistan gets defeated by Colombia. No surprise there. Portugal 3-0 to Uzbekistan. Colombia 3-0. DR Congo. Colombia and Portugal tie, and Uzbekistan 2-1. I think this will be realistic because no matter what, they'll pretty much qualify anyway. Whoever beats each other, because Colombia and Portugal gets 6 points, and Uzbekistan or DR Congo, no matter what, they'll never make it into the top 2. But Portugal, by goal difference, they go through and they top the group. Colombia goes second. Uzbekistan is in third. Now for Group L, the final group and group of death: England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. Now, I think that England will beat Croatia. Ghana will get defeated by Panama. England defeats Ghana. Panama gets defeated by Croatia. Panama and England, a surprising result, will tie 2-2, and Croatia would defeat Ghana 2-0, which means England goes through by 1 point. Croatia follows with 6 points, and Panama with 4 points. Ghana with 0 points. Time for the knockouts. The third place teams. So Japan, Belgium, Czechia, Senegal, Panama, Jordan, Bosnia, and Saudi Arabia goes through. And as third place, Uzbekistan wasn't able to do it. Scotland wasn't able to do it. Australia and Cote d'Ivoire wasn't able to do it. I mean, it was pretty obvious since they had 1 point, and these ones has 2 points. So, yeah. So Japan and Belgium, yeah. Now, I'm not really too sure who goes which, because there's a pretty big combination when it comes to third place teams. So let's go to the knockouts. So for match 1, Germany against Japan, I guess Germany gets revenge on Japan after the 2022 World Cup, 3-1. France defeats Belgium, 3-0. Korea defeats the co-host, 2-0. Netherlands and Morocco, it will be in penalties, and Netherlands will take that. I think Colombia will defeat Croatia on penalties, though, just barely. Spain will barely beat Australia. Turkey defeats Bosnia 2-0. And Egypt will get defeated by Czechia 3-1. Now Brazil 3-1 against Sweden. Norway defeats Ecuador 2-0. Mexico defeats Saudi Arabia 2-1. England defeats Senegal 2-1, a rematch of the 2022 World Cup round of 16. You have Argentina and Uruguay 2-1 to Uruguay. 2-1 to Argentina. 1-0 to the USA against Iran in a controversial matchup. Switzerland defeats Jordan by a huge margin, and Portugal defeats Panama. Now let's go on to the round of 16. I think France would beat Germany 2-0. Korea Republic gets defeated by Netherlands 2-1. Colombia loses by penalties by Spain 1-1, but I feel like Colombia would do a little bit better if they were against Spain, because they're looking a bit dangerous than they were in the qualifiers. You have Turkey defeats Czechia 3-2. Brazil defeats Norway. Brazil gets defeated by Norway 2-1. Norway is still unbeaten against Brazil, and I think they will always be. Mexico defeats England by penalties. Considering England always has their exits by penalties, so yeah. Argentina loses to the USA 3-1. And Portugal, a rematch of the round of 16 in the 2022 World Cup. They defeat Switzerland, but not by a lot. Now we go on to the quarterfinals. France barely defeats Netherlands. Turkey upsets the Spanish. Norway defeats Mexico, and Argentina defeats Portugal by penalties. So Messi is the better player then. Okay, now we have the final four: France, Turkey, Norway, and Argentina. I think it's gonna be France that beats Turkey 2-0, and Norway gets defeated by Argentina. Norway defeats Argentina, and the third place game will be won by Argentina 2-1 against Turkey. And for the final is France winning the whole World Cup 2-0 against Norway. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys next time.